Hi everyone, I'm Roy Holman and I'm here with my friend Coda. We're going to talk about a favorite topic of mine, stretching the comfort zone. Let's talk about what that means, why we might want to do it, and maybe go into some examples, some from my own life as well. So, stretching the comfort zone. Let's first start by saying the egoic mind, which most of us are led around by, maybe even identified with, is more safety and security oriented. So it's not usually too interested in stretching the comfort zone because it wants to stay safe. It's into survival first and foremost. Now the other side of that, sometimes that survival competition thing might come across as stretching the comfort zone because it wants to outdo someone or get some recognition, significance. Those are the times we might not want to stretch the comfort zone if the egoic mind is inviting us. But if it's from the heart, that's the key, I guess. If it's from spirit, from the heart, or passion that wants us to do something, but fear holds us back, you're not going to be too happy when you get back to the spirit world. When they ask you, how'd it go? Well, I played it very small and safe. That's not why we're here. What did Helen Keller say? Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. So, here's another quote I have from Richard Rudd from the Gene Keys. He says, you will not be happy if you do not reach, stretch, and break new ground. I think that says it pretty well. We're just not going to be happy playing it small. And like I said, it's not even a safer or it's more of a familiar zone, this supposedly playing it safe and small. It's really just familiar. It's not really comfortable. It's very squishy, very contracted. So let's talk more about how to maybe break some of those parameters. Some examples might be asking for a raise at work. Could be a good example, right? Even if you don't get the raise, that's not the point. You got to do what feels right to you. Asking someone on a date is a stretch of the comfort zone, right? Bringing up all that fear of rejection and stuff. For some people, not asking for a date because maybe they got some loneliness stuff or maybe they have some obsessions or compulsive behavior, and maybe not asking someone out on a date is a big stretch. Whatever spirit is inviting us, that's the key, and everyone's different, what that might be, right? Changing our circle of friends, or maybe I've had to say no or goodbye to some friends that were not healthy, relationships that were not healthy, people that weren't maybe treating me very kind. That's a stretch of the comfort zone. All these type of things. Some examples from my own life, maybe even just doing a little video like this, or especially the funny one, hopefully funny, the one I did recently, doing some comedy. I did some little stand-up too, comedy. That's a little bit scary. Going to therapy the first time, oh my gosh. I drove by the place where I used to go to my first therapist in Seattle just a couple weeks ago, and I felt that same fearful feeling came up because it was so for a guy especially, bringing up all that shame and guilt about reaching out for help, needing help. And every therapist I've seen, there have been a few, has always been a stretch of the comfort zone, and it's always been worth it and rewarding, you know? That's the key. If spirit's inviting it, it's not going to be a trick. Again, if the ego mind is inviting it, it's not going to go so well. Now, we should also acknowledge there's such a thing as overstretching or stretching too soon, kind of like in my yoga classes. I teach yoga. People might, again, with the ego and stuff, we might go too far, or just a simple mistake, not paying attention to the body. Same thing. We don't want to push this. We don't want to go from the familiar zone right into the panic zone. We might want to take baby steps, tune in and see what the body's willing to do, see what spirit is inviting, what the heart says, right? I remember when I was doing my inner healing work, I said to my family, let's all go on the Dr. Phil show. That's stretching too far, at least for my family. I was like, let's clear up this stuff, let's get to the heart of the family dynamics and get some help. That didn't go over so well. So we have to know what feels truth, what feels like truth and feels good to our heart. Some other examples from my own life. Wow, just recently my friend Paul McNaughton passed away, a fellow yoga teacher here, and I went the evening he did with the Death with Dignity thing on his birthday, actually, in December, and I was at that event, but I didn't feel very comfortable going there. I felt called to be there, but I didn't really feel comfortable. But once I got there, it was awesome. It was beautiful. Like, again, any stretch of the comfort zone where you're truly invited by Spirit, it's going to work out well. And secondly, Spirit came through me with a beautiful idea of all of us taking turns telling Paul how much we loved him. And boy, that was to me and some of us, a highlight of the night. It really got the hearts open and tears flying. It was so beautiful. So those are some examples. Writing my first book, teaching, first few times especially, teaching yoga and things, big stretches of the comfort zone. Going to support groups and men's group, very rewarding. Leaving some groups that were not healthy for me, that's a stretch too. So it's not like one thing or one, it's not real linear, I guess is what I'm saying. There's back and forth, there's moment to moment, what is in my highest good and gets me out of the small little world. We live in these little prison cells and like little jails, but we don't realize that there's so much more out there, right? And that's what we're here to do, expand those boundaries a little bit. Let's see. There was something else I wanted to mention. Where is it here? Oh, yeah. Keep in mind, we all know how to do this. We know how to stretch the comfort zone. I imagine you who are watching this are a human being. Humans stretch the comfort zone by being here, by that high vibration of Spirit coming into a 9-month womb experience, a womb experience that, depending on our mother's physical, psychological health or the environment, might not be so comfortable. And being born, that bright spark of Spirit coming into human form at a time of big time change on Earth, right? You may have noticed things are getting awesome, but they're rocking and rolling pretty intense right now, both the good and the bad happening, if you want to call it that. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. There was something else here. Oh yeah, the other main area that we would be really beneficial to explore and expand is the emotional realm. And by that I mean as human beings, we get this huge range of emotions, right? Way out here. But most of us shut it way down and get really stifled and squishy here, right? We're taught that even the supposed good, happy emotions, joy and all that, we don't go too far there. Laughing is a hard thing for some people. So we bring it in here that's more likely to be accepted by those around us, you might say. But the other side, of course, that's even more scary. The hate, the fear, the rage, the grief. We don't often hang out there too much either. So we bring it back to what society says is, quote, normal, which is really not, and it's not healthy. So we have a very low emotional literacy or intelligence. So we're kind of stuck in this little box right here. When we've got all this emotional space and literacy and wisdom we can tap into, integrating the backlog, so important. So that's one of the main areas we need to stretch the comfort zone. So I think that's about all I have to say on that. The main thing, again, is to tap in and see, is the ego asking me to stretch so I can look cool? Or is it Spirit, or is it my heart, my gut, that's inviting something to move me out of a smaller state of existence? And the thing is, like I did with that experience with Paul, I told you, my friend who passed away, by me being there, Spirit came through with a beautiful idea. See, so this is not about just us. When we stay small, we keep everybody a little more contracted in a way, because it's all one big holographic universe, right? We're all connected. But when we expand outside our comfort zone a little bit, live a little larger, we're starting to share our gifts, and everyone benefits. It's so beautiful. So thank you for being here. I'll let my friend Coda say goodbye. Thank you all for being with me. Be well. Enjoy stretching your comfort zone. Bye-bye.